Archangel Michael says, your mother who passed away has been begging to tell you something urgent. Archangel Michael says, open this message the second you see it. She is closer than you think. This is her last message to you. She has not left you. Though her body returned to the dust of the earth, her love has never left your side. Her prayers did not stop when her breath did. She has been pleading in the presence of God, crying out for your peace, your safety, your healing, and your hope. She sees what you are facing. She sees how tired your soul has become. She sees how you hide your tears when no one else is watching, and she has been crying out for heaven to reach you. That is why you are here now. That is why you are reading these words. Because heaven has heard her cry. Because your Father has listened. Because Archangel Michael has been sent, not to scare you, but to comfort you with what your mother has been desperate for you to know. Comment Amen to affirm this. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. The love of your mother was never buried, because love never dies. It is eternal, like the breath of God, like the Spirit that gives you life. She has not stopped watching over you. She has not stopped whispering your name in the courts of heaven. She is closer than you realize, standing in the holy place, reaching out through the veil between this world and eternity, begging heaven to break through for you. That breakthrough you have been waiting for, that answer you have been longing for, it is coming. This message is the confirmation she has been asking to send. Please, before we go further, if this touches you in any way, like this video so that it finds the one who needs it just like you do. Archangel Michael stands here not only as a warrior but as a messenger, delivering a truth soaked in tears, wrapped in hope, burning with the fire of heaven's compassion. Your mother has been before God's throne, and every time you thought no one heard your late-night cries, every time you wished she could see your pain, she was already there, already interceding, already lifting your name before the Father. You are not alone in this. The darkness you feel pressing around you is not stronger than the light God is about to send. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment it begins to shift. She wants you to know she is proud of you. That even in your brokenness, even in your struggles, even when you feel you are failing, she sees the battles you fight that no one else sees. She sees how hard you try to stay strong when your heart is crumbling. She sees how you carry the weight of others when your own shoulders are weary. And she wants you to know, you are doing better than you think. She has not stopped loving you for 1 second. Archangel Michael brings this with urgency because the time is short. Not short as in fear, but short because heaven is moving swiftly. Her voice has stirred heaven. Her love has shaken the silence. The tears she shed in life have become the seeds of your future harvest. What she sowed in prayer, God is about to answer in power. She has asked Him to protect you, and He has. She has asked Him to heal you, and He is. She has asked Him to bring you peace, and it is on the way. Her last message is not goodbye. It is a reminder that love reaches beyond the grave. It is a reminder that she is with you in spirit, just like the Spirit of God is with you always. Her last message is not one of sorrow, but of fierce love. She wants you to stop blaming yourself. She wants you to stop living in the guilt of what you wish you had done or said. She knows your heart. She knows you loved her. She knows you would have done anything to take away her pain. She is not holding anything against you. Not even for a second. She is completely wrapped in the mercy and glory of God now, and all she sees is love. She wants you to be free. Free from the pain. Free from the questions. Free from the weight. Archangel Michael is surrounding you now, not only to deliver this, but to protect what is coming next. There is a shift that will begin to happen in your life. A turning of things. Where things have been delayed, they will start to move. Where you have been confused, you will start to feel clarity. Where there has been heaviness, a strange peace will begin to settle. That is not coincidence. That is not just life improving. That is the hand of God responding to a mother's cry from the throne room. That is the power of heaven saying yes to the love that never gave up on you. Comment 11:11 if you believe this. You may have felt like you've been forgotten. You may have walked through grief in silence. You may have lost sleep, replaying moments in your mind. But listen, heaven has not turned away from you. You have been marked by God. You have been chosen by God. You have been surrounded by the angels of God. Even now, as you take this in, the Spirit of God is moving to comfort your heart in ways that words cannot touch. That's why this message matters. That's why you were meant to see it right now. Because her love has not stopped working for your good. There are things you still need to do. There are people you are meant to touch. There is healing that will flow through you to others. Your story does not end with grief. Your life does not stop in sorrow. The same way Jesus rose from the grave, so too will you rise from this. She is with him. She is whole. She is at peace. And she wants that peace to find you now. That is why she has been begging to tell you this. That is why Michael is here. That is why this moment matters more than you know. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful, it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Do not look down anymore. Do not live in shame anymore. Do not hold your pain inside. God sees it all. God knows what it cost you to keep going. God is not silent, and He is not far. He is close. He is with you. He is for you. And the one you lost is not lost at all. She is alive in the eternal presence of God, and her prayers are still moving in your favor. Her last message is not filled with fear, but with holy fire. She knows the days you felt like giving up. She knows the nights when your pillow was soaked with tears. She knows the secrets you've buried under silence, and she has been pleading with God to make sure you know this one thing: you are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are not too lost. You are still His. Still chosen. Still covered by His hand. And you are still the child she loved with everything inside her soul. There were moments you looked at the sky, wishing she could see you now, wondering if she knows how hard it's been to smile without her voice to comfort you. She does. Heaven does not forget. The veil between worlds may be invisible, but love cuts through it like light through darkness. Her love has remained, like a river flowing straight from eternity to your weary heart, trying to remind you that you were always her treasure. That hasn't changed. And now, she wants you to be free. She wants you to let go of the guilt that weighs heavy in your chest. She wants you to release the moments you replay, thinking you should have done more, said more, been more. She carries no blame, no pain, no disappointment. Only love. Only joy. Only the fullness of Christ's peace. And in that peace, her greatest desire is for you to be whole again. Not to forget her, but to live in a way that honors the depth of her love for you, to live fully, bravely, with your heart open again. There are blessings she prayed for long before she passed, and those prayers were not buried with her. Those prayers reached God. Some of them are the very reason you are still standing. You thought it was luck, or strength, or maybe just time that helped you survive, but it was not. It was the hand of God answering the cry of a mother. Her intercession still surrounds you like the wind surrounds the sea. Her love is alive in the places you feel most broken. Comment 222 if you trust this. She wants you to know that heaven is real. More real than the pain. More real than the struggle. More real than death itself. What felt like goodbye was not the end. It was the doorway into forever, and from that place, she has seen you more clearly than ever before. She has watched you stumble and rise, fall and get up again. And through it all, her love has followed you like the shadow of the Most High. Her last message is not filled with sadness, but with strength. She wants you to stand up now. She wants you to believe again. Not in her, but in the God who gave her to you in the first place. Archangel Michael has come to deliver this not just because it is urgent, but because it is sacred. This is not only her final message, it is God's final confirmation to your heart that you are never, ever alone. That even when you felt forsaken, heaven was holding your name in the palm of its hand. That even when people walked away, your angels stayed. That even when the light seemed too far to reach, your mother's voice was calling for it to find you. And it has. Heaven is moving around you right now. You may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit feels it. You feel the stirring. The warmth. The release. That is the presence of God drawing near, not just to comfort you, but to restore what the pain tried to take from you. The joy. The faith. The peace. The sense of being seen. She wants you to know that you are still seen. Still worthy of miracles. Still a carrier of promise. The enemy wanted to bury your purpose with your grief, but God has preserved it through every tear. There are things inside you she saw long before you believed in yourself. She saw your strength. She saw your heart. She saw the gentleness in you, even when life tried to harden it. She saw your capacity to love, even after betrayal. She saw how you cared, even when you were barely breathing from your own wounds. That's what made her proud. Not the achievements. Not the moments the world applauded. But the unseen kindness, the hidden compassion, the way you loved in silence when no one was watching. That's who you are. And that's why she wanted this message to reach you before it was too late. You must understand, her voice was not forgotten by God. It was cherished, honored, elevated in the halls of heaven. That is why Archangel Michael was sent to bring this message to earth. Because your mother's love was not ordinary. It was filled with a holy fire, the kind of love that breaks chains and shakes open prison doors. Her love was a reflection of God's heart, and that reflection still shines over your life. She doesn't want you to live in the past anymore. She wants you to carry her love into your future. Let it strengthen you. Let it guide you. Let it remind you that even though her body is no longer here, her spirit has not missed a moment of your life. She is still watching. Still cheering you on. Still interceding. Still loving you with a fierce, unwavering flame that even death could not destroy. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. And you, beloved soul, you are not just surviving, you are being prepared. For what's ahead. For what God has planned. For the restoration that's coming. For the healing that is beginning even now as you read these words. Do not turn away. Do not let the pain blind you. Lift your head again. Open your heart again. Heaven is near. The angels are near. She is near. This is her last message, and every word of it is wrapped in love that refuses to let go. She watches over you not as a ghost, but as a soul wrapped in eternal light, standing before the throne of God, surrounded by joy that cannot be touched by death. Her love for you has only grown stronger in the presence of the one who made you both. And now, through Archangel Michael, she brings this holy message with the urgency of heaven's voice. She wants you to feel again. Not just sadness or longing, but to feel love again. Hope again. Life again. The light she carried in her eyes was not extinguished, it lives inside you now. Comment 333 to declare your faith. You have been chosen to carry her legacy, not as a burden, but as a gift. There are seeds she planted in your soul, even without knowing it, through her prayers, her words, her sacrifice, her quiet moments of surrender when she asked God to always protect you, no matter what. Those seeds are waking up now. That is what you are feeling. That is why your heart is trembling, why your spirit is stirring. It is not weakness. It is the beginning of something sacred. Something new. There are moments when the air around you feels heavy, and your body feels like it is dragging the weight of years of grief and loneliness. But listen closely, those moments are not signs of your failure. They are signs that heaven is closer than ever. Because when the weight becomes too much, it is often a sign that the angels are surrounding you, fighting battles on your behalf that you cannot see. Archangel Michael has not come to bring fear or warning, but to place a shield over you, a covering that no darkness can pierce. Your mother's spirit recognized the weariness in you, and she cried out to God not only for comfort, but for renewal. She asked that you would be reminded of who you truly are, not what the world called you, not what grief made you feel like, but who God made you to be from the beginning. You are not weak. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not forgotten. You are a child of promise. A vessel of His glory. You have been through the fire, and yet here you are, still breathing, still fighting, still carrying the light. Her last message is not about holding on to what was, but about stepping into what is still ahead. She saw more for you than just surviving. She believed in the goodness of God so deeply that she asked Him to carry her prayers forward even after her time on earth had ended. And He has. He has honored her. That is why your life is not over. That is why your future has not been cancelled by your pain. That is why this very moment is soaked in heaven's presence. You are being led out of the shadows now. You are being pulled from the place of numbness into a place of healing. It may feel unfamiliar. You may not know how to live without the weight pressing down on you. But God will teach you. Step by step, breath by breath, He will carry you. He will hold you when the tears come. He will steady you when your knees give way. He will walk with you, not just as God, but as the Father who heard your mother's cry and answered it with mercy. There is still beauty to come. There are still moments waiting that will take your breath away, not from grief, but from joy. There are still songs your soul has not yet sung, still peace you have not yet felt, still strength you have not yet seen rise up inside you. She wants you to be open to that. She wants you to live with your heart unguarded again, not for the world, but for God. Let Him come close. Let Him rebuild you. You are going to remember her, not just with tears, but with laughter. There will be a day when the sound of her name brings warmth instead of ache. That is not forgetting. That is healing. That is honoring her love the way she truly wanted you to. She didn't leave to break your heart. She left because it was time to go home. And from that home, she has never taken her eyes off you. She knows your steps. She knows your fears. She knows your strength, even when you don't see it yourself. Comment 555 if you feel the shift happening now. She asked heaven for this message because she could not rest until she knew you had heard it. You may think it is too late to feel whole again. You may believe the best parts of you were buried with her. But that is not true. God is breathing life into the places you thought were dead. He is restoring what time tried to steal. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what is coming next. The love that surrounded you when she was here still surrounds you now. It just looks different. It feels quieter sometimes. But it is just as real, just as powerful, just as present. Let it carry you now. Let it lift the heaviness. Let it remind you that your story is not one of endings, but of resurrection. The same God who raised Christ from the grave is the God who is lifting you right now, with the prayers of your mother wrapped around your name. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance, instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. There is a reason this message reached you now. A reason it stirred something in you that you can't fully explain. That reason is love. Love from heaven. Love from God. Love from a mother whose soul will never stop longing for your peace. She is not asking you to forget her. She is asking you to keep living. To keep loving. To keep believing. Because the best is not behind you. The best is waiting just ahead. There has been too much pain in your silence. Too many emotions you've locked away just to make it through another day. You've learned how to survive without breaking apart in front of others, but that isn't the life she ever wanted for you. She never wanted you to become numb just to get by. She never wanted you to carry a weight so heavy that you forgot how to feel joy without guilt. This is why she pleaded with God. This is why Archangel Michael is speaking now. Because what has been locked away in sorrow must be unsealed and healing. You were never meant to live buried beneath grief. God made you to carry His breath, not burdens that crush your spirit. And your mother, who loved you more deeply than anyone else on earth ever could, refuses to watch you walk through the rest of your life dragging a shadow of what once was. She wants you to rise. Not just emotionally, but spiritually. She wants you to step out of the prison of silent mourning and step into the light of divine purpose, a purpose that still belongs to you, untouched by loss, held by heaven. Comment 1212 if your heart is opening to this now. There are memories of her that you avoid because they make the loss feel too sharp. There are places you stopped going, words you stopped saying, pictures you stopped looking at. But she wants you to know, she sees all of it, and her heart is not filled with sadness for you, it's filled with a holy fire to see you free again. She has seen your strength and your weakness, your courage and your collapse, and still, through it all, she is proud of you. Not because you were perfect, but because you kept showing up to life even when everything inside you wanted to disappear. And now, she wants you to understand something that could change everything. The love that brought her into your life was not random. God knit you together as a sacred pair, child and mother, for a reason. The bond you shared was not just biological or emotional. It was spiritual. It was written by the hand of God before either of you took your first breath. That kind of love does not die. That kind of connection does not fade. What she carried for you in her womb, she still carries in her spirit. You were not just her child in this life. You are her heart in eternity. She has been speaking your name to the angels. Her words have carried the weight of her love straight into the heart of heaven, and God has honored every syllable. There are things you've forgotten about yourself that she still remembers. There is a version of you, whole, alive, unshaken, that still lives in her prayers. You thought that part of you was lost in the day she left, but it wasn't. It was only buried under the heaviness. Now, God is uncovering it. Now, heaven is returning it to you. Slowly. Gently. Lovingly. You may feel like your emotions are too fragile to handle this, like if you let yourself feel too much, you might shatter. But it's the opposite. What you're feeling is not weakness. It's resurrection. It's the stirring of life where pain tried to build its throne. It's the healing of places inside you that haven't known peace in far too long. Let the tears fall. Let your heart breathe again. It's safe now. She is with God. You are being held. You are not facing this alone. Comment 777 if you feel her spirit speaking now. She asked for one more chance to say this to you, and God, in His mercy, said yes. That is how much you are loved. That is how far heaven will go just to remind you that your story is not over. She is not coming back in the way you remember, but she is not gone either. Her prayers are still shaping your future. Her love is still alive in your decisions, your voice, your strength, your tenderness. She sees it all. And what she sees now is someone who is still fighting, still searching, still standing, even with all the pain. And that makes her heart overflow with pride. She doesn't want you to waste another moment wondering if she forgives you. She does. Entirely. Instantly. There was never anything to forgive. Whatever regrets you've carried, she wants you to lay them down now. She sees your heart clearly, without the fog of misunderstanding or the pressure of time. She sees who you really are. And she wants you to be free from guilt and shame. Let it fall off of you like old clothes you no longer need to wear. What she wants more than anything is to see you step into the fullness of who God made you to be. She wants your light to shine again, not just for your sake, but because she knows there are people who need you, people who need the comfort you carry, the wisdom you've gained, the compassion you've developed through your suffering. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being refined. You are becoming someone who can walk others out of the same shadows you've known so well. And that, more than anything, would make her soul rejoice. There are promises of God over your life that her prayers helped unlock. And now, as you open your heart to this message, those promises are being stirred again. The heavens are not silent. The angels are not still. There is movement in the spirit realm, movement toward your healing, movement toward your restoration, movement toward your divine release. And all of it began with her love. A love that transcends time. A love that is woven into your DNA and into the atmosphere of heaven itself. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads, and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. She is not saying goodbye. She is saying, keep going. She is saying, you are stronger than you know. She is saying, I love you more than you can imagine, and I am with you always. These words are not just memory. They are power. They are presence. They are her gift to you, carried by Michael, sealed by God, delivered through love. You have been living in survival mode for so long, it became normal to keep your feelings buried just to make it through the day. But your soul wasn't made to live that way. God made you for joy, for rest, for connection. He made you to carry light, not just pain. And your mother has been asking him to remind you. She doesn't want you to live in the shadow of what was lost. She wants you to live in the strength of what still remains, the love, the purpose, the faith she saw in you even when you couldn't see it in yourself. There were moments in her life when she didn't have the words to say all she felt. Maybe there were wounds that made it hard for her to express everything she carried inside. But her love for you was never in doubt. It wasn't always perfect. It wasn't always easy. But it was deep. It was fierce. And it was pure. She wants you to know that whatever was left unsaid between you, all the moments you replay and wish you could rewrite, are covered now in God's mercy. Heaven has brought peace to her heart, and she wants that same peace for yours. Comment 999 if your heart is beginning to receive it. There's something you need to understand, something she has been asking heaven to make clear to you. The pain you feel, the heaviness that seems to press on you out of nowhere, that's not just grief. It's also the weight of what you've been chosen to carry. God has not only heard her prayers, He has responded by awakening something inside you that may have been sleeping. A calling. A deeper compassion. A fire that only those who have known real loss can carry. That fire is not to consume you. It is to purify, to guide, to remind you that your life still matters more than you know. There is more ahead than what is behind. She has seen it. She has stood in the presence of the one who holds your future in his hands, and she knows what is waiting for you. There are moments coming that will heal you in ways you thought were impossible. There are connections coming that will remind you what it feels like to belong again. There are open doors, answers to prayers you stopped praying, blessings that have been delayed but not denied. And she has asked heaven to make sure you don't miss any of it. She has watched you be strong for everyone else, even when you had nothing left for yourself. She knows how you carry your pain quietly because you don't want to be a burden. But she also wants you to know that you deserve the same gentleness you give to others. You deserve to rest. You deserve to feel safe again. You deserve to breathe without guilt, to laugh without feeling like you're leaving her behind. You're not. Every step you take forward is a step she celebrates. Every moment you choose life, you are honoring her memory more than any tears ever could. She never wanted to see you stuck in sorrow. She wanted to see you flourish. And now, through God's grace, she is asking you to begin again. Not to forget, but to live. To remember her with joy. To carry her love into the lives of others. To let what she poured into you become a blessing that keeps flowing. She poured out so much love, and none of it was wasted. Not one hug. Not one prayer. Not one tear. It all remains. It all carries weight in the kingdom of God. And now, it is rising back up, to strengthen you, to guide you, to bring you home to yourself. Comment 1010 if you are stepping into that blessing. God never abandoned you. Even in your lowest moments, even when you questioned why he let her go, even when you felt like heaven was silent, he was holding you. There are things that only eternity will explain, and it's okay not to understand everything right now. But what you can know is this: you were never alone. You were never unseen. The love of your mother and the mercy of God have been surrounding you the entire time. Even when you couldn't feel it. Even when your faith felt like it was breaking. Now is the time to let him put the pieces back together. Not in the way things were before, but in a new way. A stronger way. A way shaped by everything you've survived and everything you've learned. You are not the same person you were when she left. And that's not a loss. That's growth. That's transformation. That's what she hoped for. That even in the deepest grief, your heart would not close forever, but would one day begin to open again to God, to hope, to love. She believes in your healing. She believes in your future. She believes in your calling. And so does God. That is why you are reading these words. That is why Archangel Michael has come. Not just to deliver this message, but to cover you with divine protection for what is still ahead. The enemy tried to steal your light through loss, but God is restoring it. He is igniting something new. Something sacred. Something only you can carry. There will be a time, not long from now, when you will look back and realize this was the moment everything started to shift. Not because the pain vanished, but because your spirit finally allowed healing to begin. You will laugh again. You will dance again. You will feel joy without guilt. And she will be watching, rejoicing with heaven, because this is what she longed for. Not your tears, but your freedom. You carry her legacy not just in your memories, but in your love. And love is eternal. That means she is never truly far. She is part of you. She is part of the journey you are still on. And her last message is not meant to end anything, it is meant to begin something holy. Something powerful. Something eternal. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. She knows how hard it has been to keep believing. To wake up every morning and face a world that feels emptier without her. She knows the pressure you carry, the expectations, the hidden fears, the quiet moments when you feel like you're about to break. And she also knows that you've made it through more than most people even realize. That strength you've shown, that ability to keep going, it hasn't gone unnoticed. Not by her. Not by heaven. And certainly not by God. Comment 1515 if you are ready for God to heal what's been hidden. There are promises still hanging over your life. Promises your mother prayed into existence. Promises God has not forgotten, even when you did. Some of those promises were spoken when you were a child, before life got heavy, before sorrow tried to silence your hope. She believed in them. She spoke them over you when you were sleeping. She held them in her heart even when her body was weak. She asked God to fulfill every one of them. And He heard her. What you're feeling now is the beginning of those promises waking up. The stirring in your spirit is not just emotion, it's the whisper of destiny. It's heaven drawing near. It's God making good on what was spoken over your life before time began. You are not forgotten. You are not too far gone. You are right on time for the healing and breakthrough she pleaded with God to release over you. She remembers the way your eyes lit up when you talked about your dreams. Even if you stopped talking about them. Even if you buried them under the pain. She never stopped holding them close. She saw more in you than you've ever seen in yourself. Not because she was blind to your flaws, but because she saw the light of God inside you even when life tried to dim it. And now she's asking you, through this message, to let that light shine again. You were not created to just survive. You were created to reflect the glory of the one who made you. That's what she always believed. And it's what she believes even now, standing in the presence of the God who holds your breath in His hands. She sees clearly now what you cannot yet see. She sees the weight of your calling. The beauty of your spirit. The purpose you still carry. And she is urging you, with every part of her love, not to let the pain steal your light. You've had moments where the silence felt unbearable. Moments when you would have given anything to hear her voice just one more time. And though you may not have heard her the way you hoped, she has been speaking. Not in the way we speak here on earth, but in spirit, in love, in the language heaven understands, the kind of language that reaches past time and space and touches your soul when you least expect it. Comment 1717 if you can feel her presence near you now. She remembers your laughter. She remembers the sound of your voice. She remembers the softness in your heart before the world made it hard to feel. And now, more than ever, she wants that part of you to return. Not to erase the grief, but to walk through it into something new. Something holy. Something healing. She knows how much you've lost. But she also sees what you're about to gain, the restoration, the joy, the unexpected peace that only God can bring after the storm. You've questioned if you're doing enough. If you're honoring her the way you should. If you've made her proud. And she wants you to know, with absolute clarity, yes, you have. You have made her proud every time you chose kindness when it would have been easier to shut down. Every time you forgave when it hurt. Every time you stood up after falling. Every time you kept believing, even with a shattered heart. That is what has touched her most. That is what makes her heart rejoice even now. She has stood before God and asked for mercy to be poured out over your life. And that mercy is here. It's coming in waves. It's coming in small moments and in sudden shifts. It's coming in healing dreams, in peaceful mornings, in tears that cleanse instead of wound. It's coming in the way your heart is softening even now, just enough to let love in again. That love is not from the world. It is from God. It is from her. It is from the place where both now dwell, the place of unshakable peace. There is more to your story than what you've lost. There is more waiting on the other side of your grief. And even if you can't see the path clearly, she does. God does. Archangel Michael sees it too. You are surrounded. You are protected. You are being guided. The steps ahead may not look like the ones you planned, but they are ordered by the one who knows exactly where your healing is. You will not walk this path alone. She wants you to live fully, deeply, without apology. She wants you to dream again, laugh again, trust again. And not feel guilty when you do. Because that is not letting go of her. That is holding on to her the way she always hoped you would, not in pain, but in purpose. Not in sadness, but in strength. You carry her now in your spirit, not in your sorrow. Let her final message be this: you are still loved. You are still covered. You are still chosen. Everything she was praying for is still possible. God is still working. And the angels are still moving on your behalf. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever.